Hi and welcome to lesson 5 on how to produce an electro-funk record. In this lesson what we're going to do is we're going to record the bass line in. We're going to record the first part of the bass line as opposed to the rest of the track, which we'll do later. As the track's in 3 parts, so we're going to record the first part of the bass line, which is in a G minor 7 chord. Now the G minor 7 chord consists of G, B flat, C, D and F. Now, normally you won't play the C if you're playing the chord as a whole. If you was to play the chord on its own, it would sound just with the G, the B flat, the D, and the F, and it'd be like this. But we're going to add the C in, so it just makes a little bit more of a little dynamic in there, so to speak. So it's going to go like this. So we're going to add the C in, and we're going to leave the D out. So we're going to play like the G minor 7 chord but without the D. And I'm going to record it in, and you're going to see note by note on how I do it so that you can replicate this as well. So if you're not too familiar with playing notes and riffs and chords and things, don't worry about it too much because I'm going to guide you through it on an easy step-by-step basis. So I'm going to record in the bass now, and then you're going to copy what I've done. But before we do that, make sure that you've got your Juno bass set. I've put an EQ on here, which we'll go through in a minute, and I've put a compressor on as well just to bring the bass out. But for now, make sure you've got the funky bass sound in the Tal Uno 62. So here goes. And that's it. That's all it is. And I think I made a little bum note in there myself, so I'm going to change that in a minute. So here we go. Open it up nice and wide so you can see the notes in there, and let's have a look. So we've got the G, we're going across 2 octaves, so we're going to go from one octave to another. So my notes should have ended on the G and not on the B flat, which I've done. So first of all, just quantize what you've got. Okay, so you're going to play it like that, look. But I'm going to switch those around. I'm going to have the G, and I'm going to pull that down to the F. Let's see what that sounds like. No, I want that on the G, don't I? So, and I'm going to extend that note a bit, so it goes like this. So let's play that again. That's it. Okay, so if you can see that on the screen there, look, we start off on G2 and a little F in there, so you go. So it goes back to the F. So on the last bit, it goes F, G, B flat, C, B flat, F, G. Like so. So if you can't play that in, you can just copy that screenshot there and draw them in. So I'll leave that on there for a second. You can pause the screen if you need to, and then record those notes in. And there we go, that's your bass line. So hopefully you've got that. Right, next thing we're going to do, we're just going to copy them over. 1, 2, 3, so we've got 4 of them across the whole sample. Okay, I've added an EQ on here, so just drag an EQ from your audio effects, and I've just raised the bottom end but taken a little bit of it out, so I've dipped it there, look, and I've dipped it at the end so there's not so much resonance on it. Look. So if I take the bass off, it just brings it out of it. So I put that at number 1 at 40 Hz, number 2 is set to 216 or thereabouts, 3 is set at 1.87, and 4 is curved off on the end here with the fork one the fork little picture, and it's bent down to 659 hertz or thereabouts. It's just rounding off the top end, so we want it to be as dark as possible, as low down as possible, should I say. So that's that. And I've just put a compressor in here as well, look. And I've brought the threshold down to about -16 on that. So you just get a generic compressor from your rack, which is there. Drag that in and leave the out as it is, always on 0 dB, and bring that down to around 16. It depends on what frequency you kind of get it with the bassline. So all you need to do is, all that does is just brings it out a little bit more without going over the top. So that's the bassline. Let's just double click back on that. I'm going to open that up. I'm going to join them up, consolidate and double click. And there we go. Let's just lose that second. And I'm going to squeeze the screen in, and there we go. Look. So if I close it down and make it even smaller, we can have it like this. And that's that. That's the first bassline. Right. So make sure you save your work as you go along. And then that is the end of this lesson. So what I want to do next lesson is we're going to go over to the lead line, and we're going to do the brass riffs as well. So thanks for watching. Any problems, just email me, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Goodbye.